Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let this sacred mantra wash over you like the gentle waters of the Yamuna. We bow to Vasudev's son. We bow to the one who dwells in all hearts. Tonight, we enter the divine playground of Krishna through 40 verses of pure devotion. The Krishna Chalisa stands as one of our most beloved hymns to the Dark Lord. Chalisa means 40. 40 verses that paint the complete portrait of Krishna's earthly Leela. From his birth in Mathura's prison to his cosmic teaching on Kurukshetra's battlefield. This hymn flows like a river through Krishna's entire life. Each verse is a stepping stone. Each line reveals another facet of his infinite nature. The Krishna Chalisa shows us why he is called Purna Avatar, the complete incarnation, the one who displayed every divine quality in human form. Let us begin where all Krishna stories must begin. In the darkness of a prison cell. On a storm-swept night in Mathura.
मथुरा के करगार में जन्मे श्याम सुंदर, वासुदेव के घर में आए जगत के ईश्वर.
Born in Mathura's prison cell, came the beautiful dark one. To Vasudev's home came the Lord of all worlds. Can you see that miraculous night? Devaki lies in chains. Kamsa's guards sleep outside. The earth trembles as divinity takes human form. Lightning splits the sky. But in that cell, light itself is born. The baby Krishna opens his eyes. And Vasudev sees the cosmos reflected there. 4 arms holding conch and discuss. The crown of eternity upon that tiny head. For one moment, the veil lifts. The cowherd sees his son as Narayana himself. But then Krishna smiles. The vision fades. He becomes simply a crying infant who must be saved.
यमुना की धारा में लेकर गए वासुदेव. गोकुल में छुपे रखा ये कमल के सेवा.
Through Yamuna's waters, Vasudev carried him. Hidden in Gokul, served by lotus-born Brahma. Picture Vasudev wading through that flooded river. The baby sleeps peacefully in the basket. Rain pours down in torrents. But see how the 1,000-headed serpent Shesha rises from the waters. His hoods spread wide, sheltering the infant. The Yamuna parts like a mother making way for her child. Even nature recognizes its creator. Fish swim in reverent circles. The current stills to glass. This is no ordinary rescue. This is dharma itself being preserved. Evil King Kamsa sits on his throne, believing he has won. He does not know that cosmic justice flows through these dark waters tonight. In Gokul, Vasudeva exchanges the babies. His son for Yashoda's daughter. When he returns to prison, the guards still sleep. The chains relock themselves. By morning, it seems nothing has changed. But everything has changed. The preserver of the universe now gurgles in a cowherd's cottage.
यशोदा मैया के घर में खेला नंदलाला. माखन चोर कहलाया गोकुल का रक्षवाला.
In Mother Yashoda's home, played the darling of Nanda. Called the butter thief, the protector of Gokul. Here begins the sweetest chapter. Krishna the child. Krishna the mischief maker. Krishna whose every prank reveals cosmic truth. See him crawling through Yashoda's courtyard. His knees gather dust. Peacock feathers dance in his hair. He reaches for the butter pot. Too high for tiny hands. So he calls his friends. They form a human ladder. One stands on another's shoulders. Up, up reaches the dark hand. Into the creamy butter. And then the feast begins. When Yashoda comes running, she finds empty pots. She finds butter-smeared faces. She finds Krishna sitting innocently, wide eyes blinking. Who, me? Those eyes seem to say, But the butter on his fingers tells the truth. The cowherd women complain to Yashoda. Your son empties our pots. Your son leads our children astray. Yashoda scolds. Krishna pouts. And the universe holds its breath. The creator of all being chastised by his own creation. This is the beauty of his Leela. He makes himself small so love can be large. When the demon Putana came disguised as a wet nurse, she thought to poison this butter thief. She pressed him to her venomous breast. But Krishna drank not just her milk. He drank her life away. With his divine lips, he sucked out her very soul. Putana fell dead in her true form. A massive demoness sprawling across acres. But because she had fed the Lord, even with evil intent, she achieved liberation. Such is Krishna's compassion. Even his enemies find salvation through him.
गोवर्धन पर्वत उठाकर रक्षा की ब्रज की, इंद्र के गर्व को तोड़ा, दिखाई शक्ति अपनी.
Lifting Govardhan mountain, he protected Vraja. Breaking Indra's pride, he showed his own power. Now we come to one of Krishna's greatest childhood miracles. Young Krishna, perhaps 7 years old, lifts an entire mountain on his little finger. The story begins with Indra's fury. The people of Vrindavan have always worshipped him. They offer prayers for rain. They seek his blessings for their crops. But Krishna suggests something different. Why worship distant Indra? Why not honor Govardhan mountain instead? This hill gives us grass for our cattle. This hill gives us stones for our homes. This hill shelters us from storms. The cowherds listen to their beloved boy. They prepare offerings for Govardhan instead of Indra. They circle the mountain in reverence. They feed Brahmans at its base. Indra sees this from his celestial throne. His ego flames like lightning. How dare these simple cowherds ignore the king of gods? How dare they listen to a mere boy? He unleashes the storm of storms. Clouds black as Krishna's skin cover Vrindavan. Rain falls like arrows. Hail pounds like fists. Lightning cracks the earth. The cowherds panic. Their cattle low in fear. Children cry for their mothers. Where can they shelter from Indra's wrath? Then 7-year-old Krishna walks calmly to Govardhan. He slides his hand beneath the massive mountain. With one finger, he lifts it high. Like holding an umbrella above his beloved people. Come, he calls to them. Take shelter here. The mountain becomes their roof. Krishna stands at the center, that finger never trembling. For 7 days and nights, he holds Govardhan aloft. Indra's storm rages uselessly above. Below, the cowherds feast and sing. Children play in the shelter of Krishna's love. Cattle graze peacefully in this divine pavilion. On the 7th day, Indra admits defeat. His pride breaks like his own thunderclouds. He bows before this cowherd boy. He recognizes the Supreme Lord in human form. This is the lesson of Govardhan. True divinity serves rather than demands service. Real power protects the humble. The greatest strength lifts others up.
रास रचाया वृंदावन में गोपीस के साथ, मुरली की टान सुनाई मोहिनी सूरत साथ.
He danced the rasa in Vrindavan with the gopis, playing the flute's melody with enchanting form. Now we enter the most mystical realm of Krishna's Leela. The rasa dance on Vrindavan's moonlit nights. Here, human love becomes divine devotion. Picture the full moon rising over the Yamuna. Its silver light filters through Kadamba trees. Somewhere in the forest, a flute begins to sing. The gopis hear that melody. They cannot resist. They leave their homes, their duties, their sleeping families. They follow the music deeper into the woods. There they find Krishna waiting. Dark as the night sky, bright as the moon above. He smiles at each of them. Each feels she is his only beloved. The dance begins. Krishna multiplies himself. Now there are 100 Krishnas, 1,000. Each gopi has her own divine partner. They move in perfect circles. They sing songs of eternal love. This is no ordinary dance. This is the soul's union with the divine. The gopis represent every devotee who hears God's call. They leave everything to follow that inner music. Some scholars read this literally and miss the meaning. Others spiritualize it and miss the humanity. The truth contains both. Krishna plays as a young man among young women. Yet this play reveals the deepest spiritual mysteries. In one story, the gopis become proud of dancing with Krishna. They begin to think themselves special. So Krishna vanishes. The dance stops. The music dies. Now they search for him frantically. They ask every tree, every bird, every flower, "Have you seen our beloved?" They find his footprints beside the Yamuna. But alongside them, another pair. Female footprints. Krishna has taken one gopi away from the others. But which one? It was Radha, his eternal consort. Yet she too becomes proud. She asks him to carry her. And at that moment, he disappears from her as well. This teaches the subtle lesson. Even in the closest union with God, ego can create separation. The moment we think we possess the divine, we lose it. Only when the gopis surrender their pride completely does Krishna return. Only when Radha weeps in true humility does she find him again. The rasa dance resumes. But now it flows with perfect devotion. No possessiveness. No jealousy. Pure love that seeks nothing but the beloved's happiness. This is why devotees chant Krishna's name through the night. This is why they dance until dawn breaks. They taste that same divine intoxication. They lose themselves in love's eternal dance.
मथुरा में कंसा को मारा, मुक्ति दिलाई प्रजा को। कुरुक्षेत्र युद्ध में अर्जुन को ज्ञान दिया जो।
In Mathura he killed Kamsa, giving freedom to the people. In the Kurukshetra war, he gave knowledge to Arjuna. The time comes for Krishna to leave Vrindavan's innocence. A messenger arrives from Mathura. Aghsura comes to take Krishna and Balram to the city. The gopis weep. They know he will not return as their cowherd boy. They sense that childhood's golden age is ending. Even the trees seem to bend in sorrow as his chariot rolls away. In Mathura, Krishna fulfills his divine mission. He kills the tyrant Kamsa in wrestling combat. The earth trembles as evil falls. The people dance in liberation's joy. But killing Kamsa is just the beginning. Krishna must now take up dharma's burden. He becomes a king, a statesman, a teacher of cosmic law. The greatest teaching comes on Kurukshetra's battlefield. The Mahabharat war looms. Brother will fight brother. The dharmic order lies shattered. Arjuna, the greatest archer, sits in his chariot. He sees cousins and teachers in the enemy ranks. His bow falls from nerveless fingers. Better to die than kill those he loves. Then Krishna speaks the Bhagavad Gita. 700 verses of pure wisdom. He reveals his cosmic form to Arjuna. He teaches the yoga of action. He explains dharma's subtle laws. This is Krishna as Purna Avatar at his fullest. Not just the playful cowherd. Not just the romantic hero. But the supreme teacher of spiritual truth. He shows Arjuna that the soul never dies. That duty must be performed without attachment. That true action comes from surrendering to the divine will. When the war ends, dharma stands restored. But at what cost? An entire generation lies dead. Krishna himself bears this karma. The age of darkness begins. सुदामा के स्नेह में दिखाई मित्रता. गोकुल से द्वारका तक सेम रही प्रियता. In friendship with Sudama, he showed true companionship. From Gokul to Dwarka, his love remained the same. Among all Krishna stories, perhaps none touches hearts like his friendship with Sudama. They studied together as boys. They shared the same guru. They ate from the same bowl. Years pass. Krishna becomes a king in golden Dwarka. Sudama remains a poor Brahman in a village hut. His children cry from hunger. His wife patches their torn clothes. Finally, Sudama's wife convinces him to visit his old friend. Surely Krishna will help. She gives him a small pot of beaten rice. Poha. It is all they have to offer. Sudama walks to Dwarka with bare feet. His clothes are ragged. Palace guards look at him with suspicion. How can this beggar claim to know the king? But when Krishna hears his name, he runs from the throne. He embraces Sudama with tears of joy. He washes his friend's feet. He seats him on the royal throne. Krishna asks about Sudama's family, his studies, his life. He notices the small pot of poha. May I taste this? He asks with genuine hunger. He eats the beaten rice as if it were ambrosia. He praises this simple food above all palace delicacies. Sudama watches in amazement. The King of Kings saving his poor offering. Sudama cannot bring himself to ask for help. The friendship is too pure, too sacred. He simply enjoys Krishna's company. They talk of childhood days. They laugh like boys again. When Sudama leaves, he carries no gold, no jewels, just Krishna's love and blessings. But when he reaches home, he finds a miracle. His simple hut has become a mansion. His family wears fine clothes. Servants prepare elaborate meals. This is Krishna's gift. Not given with fanfare. Not announced with trumpets. But showered in secret like gentle rain. The story teaches us divine friendship. God values love above wealth. He treasures remembrance above ritual. One handful of rice offered with devotion feeds the Lord more than elaborate ceremonies performed with pride. Krishna Chalisa जो कोई पढ़ेगा पार होगा संसार से. भक्ति और मुक्ति दोनों मिलेंगे इस आधार से. Whoever recites this Krishna Chalisa will cross the ocean of existence. Both devotion and liberation will come through this foundation. As our 40 verses come to their close, we understand Krishna's complete nature. He is the baby who needed protection, the child who stole butter, the youth who danced with divine love, the teacher who revealed cosmic truth. This is why he is called Purna Avatar, the complete incarnation. Every aspect of divinity appears in his earthly form. Sweetness and strength, playfulness and profundity, human tenderness and cosmic consciousness. The Krishna Chalisa captures all these facets. Each verse is a window into his infinite nature. Devotees traditionally recite this hymn during Krishna Janmashtami. They chant it while fasting on Ekadashi days. They sing it during the monsoon season when Krishna danced his eternal dance. Some recite one verse each day for 40 days. Others complete the entire Chalisa in single sittings. The rhythm builds devotion. The stories kindle love. The names invoke presence. Children learn these verses by heart. Grandmothers sing them while cooking. Pilgrims chant them on the road to Vrindavan. The Chalisa becomes a bridge between ordinary life and divine consciousness. In temples dedicated to Krishna, these 40 verses echo through morning and evening prayers. Devotees gather in circles. They clap with the rhythm. They lose themselves in communal devotion. The promise of the Chalisa is both simple and profound. Regular recitation purifies the heart. It develops prema bhakti, love-filled devotion. It prepares the soul for Krishna's direct darshan. But beyond personal benefit lies a cosmic truth. Krishna's story is our story. His journey from innocence through struggle to wisdom mirrors every soul's path. We too begin in prison, trapped by our own limitations. Divine grace carries us to safety. Loving hands nurture our spiritual growth. We too must face our demons, our inner Putanas who offer poisoned pleasures, our storms of ego like Indra's wrath. We need Krishna's strength to lift the mountains of our problems. We too search for true love. We dance the rasa of devotion until ego dissolves. We learn to hear the flute of inner guidance calling us home. And finally, we too must teach what we have learned. Share the wisdom gained through our struggles. Help others cross the battlefield of existence. This is Krishna's complete teaching. This is why his Chalisa touches every heart. In 40 verses, we find the entire spiritual path mapped with love. The dark Lord who played in Vrindavan's dust still plays in devoted hearts today. His flute still calls across the centuries. His love still lifts mountains of sorrow. Those who answer his call find what the gopis found, what Sudama discovered, what Arjuna learned. That love is the highest yoga. That service is the greatest strength. That surrender is the ultimate victory. May Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe, and his beloved avatar Krishna fill your heart with love, protect you from all harm, and guide you on the path of dharma.